and welcome back to another episode of Slice of Fried Gold. If you're joining us for the first time, like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, comment down below, and if you are listening to us on Spotify, give us a 5-star review, comment down below there as well. Be very much appreciated. My name's Paddy.
I'm Ben.
And Ben, how are you?
Yeah, so you know how a couple of episodes ago I complained about the light outside next door neighbour's house that like shines straight through my window, through my door frame and everything.
Yeah, that's a callback.
That is a callback.
Yeah.
Well, the other day I was parking up.
Yeah.
And I was like, something doesn't seem right.
Okay.
You know, probably the Gandalf meme of like, what's going on here? And then I suddenly clocked. I was like, oh my god, it's darker than it normally is. Why is it darker than it normally is? Oh my god, the light's not on!
The light has been fixed.
Well, this is the thing. So it's supposed to be a sensor thing.
Oh, okay.
And so, you know, I kind of like, in front of it.
Yeah.
Nothing came on. I was like, oh my god, it's broken. It's broken. And honest to God, this is how much, like, it's been affecting me and my sleep. So I actually did a little dance in the street. I was so fucking happy. And you know,
oh my god,
you know that TikTok of where the guy's like, what would you do if you went to sleep knowing that you wouldn't wake up the following morning?
Oh yeah,
and he's caterpillared up in his thing, and he's like wiggling his way to the pillow, laughing,
crazy laughing. Yeah,
that was me going to bed that night.
Yes.
I was like, I cannot wait
to go to sleep.
And oh my god.
Yeah,
it was one of the best night's sleep I'd had in a long old time.
Okay.
Because my room was dark.
Yeah.
And I know you're all going to be like, ooh, blindfold, but I don't know. I don't know how I can feel about something on my face at night.
Yeah.
Mind out the gutter. But then it came back on a couple of days ago.
Oh no.
But then it went off again.
Oh.
And then it's back on again. And it's not just on as in like it's supposed to be with a sensor, but like on just permanently or off permanently. So now, I think next door have a switch.
Oh, okay.
And considering next door, like, the people who did live there, when it broke, the people who did live there have now moved out. And new people have moved in, and now it's on, off, on, off, on, off. So I think there's a switch in next door's house that they have no clue what it does, but every so often, they just flick it like, nothing, oh, okay, you know.
Yeah. It was either that, or they're like switching it on because they're going out and they need it, and then they forget to turn it off again when they come back in or something, maybe.
I don't know, because every time it's fixed itself, it's always been about 7 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
And you don't need a security light or a side light, whatever, at 7 in the morning.
Maybe.
So I'm under the impression that they've got a switch that they're going, what the fuck do you do?
Yeah, very possibly.
And they don't know that the side light outside is going on, off, on, off, on, off.
Or, knowing those block of flats, it could be that the switch is controlled by the top flat.
No, it's bottom flat. Well,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because somebody like at the top flat is doing exactly that. What does this switch do?
Yeah.
Not realising it's actually the ground floor light flat.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
So that was that. Once again, I reminded why it was so shit to live in the little town that I lived in.
Okay.
Because I was invited... Paddy.
Yeah?
I was invited to a party.
Is this what you were messaging me about?
What do you mean?
The dinner thing.
No, that was different.
Okay, alright, tell me.
So yeah, I just got invited to a party.
Okay.
It was like, oh my god, I've been invited to a party. And you know how the other week my mum so lovingly pointed out to me that
you don't have a social life.
I don't have a social life on the weekend. Well, last week I had a social life on the weekend.
How did it work out for you?
Well, this is the thing. I had to dip early to catch the last train back to Felixstowe.
Oh, so it wasn't in Felixstowe?
No, it was in Ipswich.
Okay.
And like I left at about 11:45 and everything. And I was thinking, they're not going to last much longer than that.
Yeah.
Turns out, when I've like spoken to them since, it went on till 4 in the morning.
Oh wow!
I was like, oh my god, I missed so much. I'm not happy about this.
No.
You know, so now it's like doubling the. I need to move to Ipswich because I'd be able to have a social life.
I'll be up until 4 o'clock in the morning partying.
Well, maybe not that. Well,
well, yeah.
This is the thing.
When you're having a good time flies. You don't realise.
Well, this is the thing. It's like, yeah, I probably would stay up till 4 in the morning, like they all did. But then also, I would do these. Where are you going, sir? I would do the same as they all did and sleep until 2, 3 in the afternoon.
Yes.
Whereas I was up at 7, pottering about and doing my errands and boring stuff and everything.
Being
adulting. And yeah, and then work. Oh, also. Happy NSYNC Day.
Oh, thank you.
Come on, say it, because tomorrow.
I'm not saying it.
Come on.
Say it. No, you say it.
It's gotta be May.
Dear.
Yeah, today, HMRC brought in some new import controls.
Yeah.
And oh my god, today was not like. Yesterday wasn't fun because, like, the ports were all trying to rush everything through before the new controls came in.
Yeah.
And today wasn't fun because the new controls are coming in. No one knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Which means just everything's on hold. It's just like, oh my god, can you just not?
Yeah.
You know, and it's the same thing as ever. And I know I'm going on a bit of a rant and a bit of moan, and this is not funny, but it's the people who decide what, like, oh, we need this, and this. They're not the ones who have to deal with it every day.
Yeah.
That's what really annoys me. It was the same with when I was working at the Purple Hotel. Have I spoken about this on the podcast before, about the super mop?
Vaguely, maybe.
Well, either way...
Problem is, I know a lot. I know so many stories. Like, I don't know what ones have been said.
We'll do the Cliff Notes.
Yeah.
Cliff Notes. Purple Hotel brought in this super mop. Because of this super mop, they reduced the time down for how long the housekeepers had to clean the rooms. And when everyone kicked up a fuss, head office did a return to the floor week. And so they were like, yeah, well, we're going to return to the floor to see how this happens. Now, the thing is, they did a return to the floor in one of the airport hotels. And the airport hotels, firstly, have 24-hour housekeeping staff. And secondly, you have two staff members per room. Because the whole idea is if there's a flight coming in or a flight going out, you can turn that room around and sell it again. Whereas the hotel I was working in was a tiny little hotel, one housekeeper per room, and not 24-hour staff. It was from 7 till 3. So they only had set number of hours to clean all the rooms, and they had to work by themselves. And the week after the head office did the return to floor week, they were like, we don't know why you guys are complaining. We went back to the floor and it was easy. And it's like, because you picked the easiest place to do it. You shouldn't have picked the easiest place to do it. You should have picked the hardest place to do it.
Exactly. And it's exactly like, I've had issues like this when I, for the coloured pub chain, and the coloured bloody cafe chain that I used to work for, to the point where the cafe one that I worked for was obviously French themed.
Yes.
And I remember like a French member of staff having to tell the head office that the bit of like new thing that they brought out to put in every restaurant was spelt wrong. And they were like, no, it's not. And then she was like, I'm French. I know if it's spelt wrong, that's wrong.
Yeah.
And they were just like, well, no, it's not, because we're head office. It's exactly the same premise. Yeah. They think they know what they're talking about. Anyway,
nothing else to report other than that. How about you? How are you, Paddy?
Yes, I'm fine. I've obviously had split days off, and as of tomorrow, I'm on 7 days on the bounce.
Woo!
Really looking forward to that one.
On NSYNC Day 2.
I know.
Wait, no, NSYNC Day is today, because it's going to be May. So yeah.
I'm not really looking forward to that. However, I do have an amusing story to tell you.
It better be amusing. You've sold it now. Go for it.
I wasn't there because it was on Saturday night and I'd done the breakfast shift. So this was what happened to one of the servers and my assistant manager.
Okay.
Who was in charge on the Saturday night. So they had this incredibly awkward customer.
Right, okay. Standard for your place.
Standard for our place. And we're pretty flexible in the menu, and if somebody wants, say, this fish with the garnish from the other fish dish, we were like, yes, that's fine, you know, and things like that. And if people have allergies or dietary requirements, we've gone on about this before, we're very catering. However, we're not very catering in this situation to people who are just fussy fuckers.
Right, yeah.
Okay? So this girl was already being a pain in the arse, apparently, to her family.
Right.
Was moaning at her family, being very princessy.
Right.
So
Was it her party? Was it her birthday?
I assume so.
Right.
I don't really know. All I know is that she was a princess and she wanted her own way. So she wanted this dish with this garnish for the other thing. Yes, that's fine. 2 minutes later, while I finished taking the order, actually, can I just have the dish as it comes? Yeah, of course, whatever you like. Put the order through. 2 minutes later, actually, can I have this dish with that other garnish like I asked? Yeah, that should be fine. I'll talk to the kitchen. Come back. Yes, that's fine. They hadn't started cooking it yet, so that's fine. 2 minutes later, server goes back to the kitchen and goes, they would very much like to have the dish back as it originally was.
See, where are the parents in all this?
The parents? My God.
She's already been a princess and she's already been winding the parents
She was
up.
with the parents.
Yeah, but why aren't the parents going, right, you need to, you're having it this way and you can shut up?
So basically, my assistant manager did that.
Right.
Went up to her and said, look, you have changed your order like 3 or 4 times now. You need to choose because the kitchen are incredibly busy. It's Saturday night and you just need to make your mind up. You either have it this way, as you've asked, as they're starting to cook it, or you go back to the way the dish is meant to be, and that's it.
Yeah.
The girl apparently started to cry.
How old was this girl?
I don't know, mid-20s.
Oh, no.
late 20s, something like that. Like, proper princess.
Wait. Did she have a tongue piercing?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Because you know why I'm asking that question.
I know. The mum turns to my assistant manager and goes, are you happy now you've made her cry? And my assistant manager walked off.
Yeah.
Came back and said, the kitchen are happy to do it the way you've asked, but that's it. They will not change your order again.
Yeah.
So what would you like? And she just said, I would like it the way with the other garnish, please. That was fine. So for the rest of the evening, the server, it was like completely awkward around the table and everything.
Yeah.
Completely weird vibes from the rest of the evening from that side of the restaurant, because obviously other tables had seen.
Of course.
So, but apparently at the end of the night, the dad came up to my server and apparently apologised.
Right.
So he obviously knows that the daughter is a princess, and it's probably the mum that's princess.
It's probably, he's off out working Monday, Friday. Mum's there mothering the daughter because neither of them see the husband and the husband hasn't shown them love in the past 10 years.
Yeah, exactly that.
It's that kind of thing.
Exactly that.
Carry on.
So, I mean, to be fair, after the third time, I would have nipped it in the bud.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's not, the server's fault, because the server is, trying to do what the guest wants.
Yeah.
But when you're in the middle of, even if it was, a quiet Monday night, I might be able to, get with it.
Mm.
But, middle of Saturday night, everybody came in early, everybody sat down at once, everybody's trying to order at once.
Yeah.
And you're completely distracting and, taking over somebody's life because you can't decide how you want your fucking dish cooked.
That's when your assistant manager should have just sort of, got down to her level, because, that's what Super Nanny taught. Get down to their level.
Yeah.
And gone, this isn't Burger King, you can't have it your way.
Oh, God. I love Super Nanny.
I love it. Super Nanny joke, Burger King joke. Oh, I love Super Nanny.
I do I miss that show, man. I miss that show. That was such a good show to watch.
But then, or the other option was you should have, she keeps changing the garnish. You just go, yeah, okay, not a problem. We'll go to the kitchen. You walk into the kitchen. You don't tell them shit.
Oh, yeah.
But you do tell them one thing.
What?
Turkey dinosaurs and mashed potatoes. Because if this bitch is going to act like a child, she can be fed like a child.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, if I was in a restaurant and they put turkey dinosaurs in front of me, I'd be like, you know what?
Yes!
Yeah!
Love me a turkey. Have you seen those turkey dinosaur pillows that you can get?
Yeah.
I want them.
Anyway. That, the fish finger thing from the kids menu. I know your restaurant. Does your restaurant have a kids menu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have got them. We would have got them sausage mash.
Sausage and mash. Yeah. There you go. If you're gonna act like a fucking child, you'll be fed like a child.
Anyway.
And then when she then starts crying, be like, ooh, I'll give you something to cry about. And then when
You're on your way for a smacked bottom.
And then when the mother's like, excuse me, who do you think you are? I'm like, well, apparently her mother, because you ain't doing shit. It's a good thing I'm not in hospitality anymore.
I know.
You know. But, yeah. Anything else to report?
No. So that's pretty much it.
Fair enough.
So should we talk film?
Let's talk film. So we went to see Boy Kills World.
Yes.
Do you want to start? Because I feel like you didn't really enjoy it.
I'm happy to start if you like.
Go on.
No, I did not enjoy this film.
I could tell within the first 30 seconds. I was like, oh.
I don't know. I think I enjoyed the concept.
Mm-hmm.
I did not enjoy the execution of this film.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like so much of the fight scenes and the choreography was missed because of poor camera work.
I will have to disagree with you there. I found, considering we've just been to see it, like a few weeks ago we saw Monkey Man.
I'd rather watch that again.
I would probably rather watch that again, but I found the fight scenes in this one crisper and more easy to follow.
I didn't. I found bits where, like, for example, in the dining table, with in the dining room scene.
Yeah.
I felt like the camera was sweeping down and then we were looking at the dining table while there was action going on the table and things like that. I felt like bits...
Yeah, but that's an artistic choice.
Yeah, but how can you have a fight scene and not show the fight scene because I'm looking at the table?
Carry on.
But that's what I was trying to... I'm trying to explain. The constant use of drone shots in the fight scene, like with the sweeping thing, was not working for me. Like, I feel like there's that classic thing of overusing a camera technique, and like Zack Snyder's very much in this recently with like Rebel Moons Part 1 and 2 that have just come out. The dude loves a slow-mo shot.
Right.
And I feel like back in the day when slow-mo had just first come out, it was the done thing and everybody did it.
Yeah.
And now that we have drones, everybody does a drone shot. And now I felt like in that as well, there was like a constant, every fight scene, there was like a drone shot and a drone shot and a drone shot. And it just felt like it just had that little bit of disconnect.
Yeah, but do you think that's because it's easier to film in drone shots?
I don't think it's supposed to be.
Think about it, drones, you can program drones to have automatic stabilizers. So you're not having to rely on human shaky hands.
Yeah.
And considering you complained about shaky cam in Monkey Man, whereas this one, it's drones, but it's all very smooth.
I think it's smooth, but the issue is that you're, once again, like, in the studio fight scene, for example, when it was doing that sweeping shot up and around and then back down, I felt like, once again, we missed a lot of the action going on because we were following the drone around.
Right.
Up and around and then coming back. And things like that. For me, I just felt like we kept on missing bits.
I see where you're coming from, but I can see it the other end of the spectrum where it's like the drone is showing you the best parts of each separate little fight. Because of course you've got multiple people fighting multiple people. So the drone's showing you like, oh, this is the best hit from this fight, this is the best hit from that fight, blah, 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 blah. So I see it from that perspective. You're seeing it from, I'm missing out, whereas I'm seeing it from, I'm actually getting the best bits.
Yeah, maybe.
I think it's the difference between a wide angle and a close-up.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, you could either have a wide angle of the shot and see every single fight, which would then have replay value, because then you could sit there again and watch one fight to another, to another, to another, to another.
Yeah.
Or you can have a close-up where you're literally watching it and watching every single hit and everything. So
very possibly. I think for me the big thing was that I mean, look at Abigail like last week. I know it's not an action film, but I felt for an 18 that had more violence and more blood and gore than this movie that was supposed to be an action, blood and guts action film. Do you see what I mean? I think they're both 18s. They're both, you know, on the blood. It says blood and gore on the thing.
Yeah.
And to me, this felt like it was filmed as like a 15, but then they said, "Oh, it's going to be an 18 no matter what." So they CGI'd in more blood.
Maybe.
And another thing, I mean, it's in the trailer, but I couldn't understand if he was partially deaf or deaf. Because sometimes I felt like he knew what was going on when people were clearly talking and he couldn't read their lips.
He does say in the inner monologue that he's getting better at hearing,
Oh,
but it's not always as good.
Right, I must have missed that bit then.
Yeah.
Because to me, that was like throwing me out. It was just like things was happening.
Yeah.
But then to me, that just sounds like selective hearing.
It is, but then, like, because we now, like, as you go through the film, you know how he's made deaf.
Yeah,
so it could be that it wasn't a perfect.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought it was. But the fact that he tells everybody that he's deaf made me just assume that he couldn't hear at all.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, maybe I missed that line. But I just
it's right at the start when he hands the officer the cards.
Yeah.
And then the camera shows you what the card says, where it says "I'm deaf and I'm mute." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
The inner monologue then says, "I can hear, but it's not as good."
Oh, I thought he said my lip reading was getting better.
No, he's like, my hearing is getting better, but it's not as good as my lip reading.
Oh, okay, yeah, I must have got dyslexic on that then. But that's my thoughts. I didn't think it was. I like an action movie.
Mm-hmm.
I do, but to me, it didn't feel for what was sold to me as like a 2-hour continuous action romp. It didn't feel like that for me.
Yeah,
I liked the story. Even though bits were very predictable, and if you didn't see that coming, I mean, good lord.
I saw one of the plot twists. Well, I saw half of the plot twist, shall I say? We'll discuss off the podcast.
Yeah. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, I thought it was an okay film. I mean, if you're going to watch a film that you don't really need to pay attention to, that's the kind of film that you need to go see.
You know, apparently you do, because you missed the comment about how he can hear slightly.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was either that or really just wasn't invested in it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another thing. I wasn't really invested in the characters.
No.
I didn't care, you know. But I mean, oh well. What did you think then?
I think this should have been a comedy, and it really wasn't. That's where I think it messed up.
Right, okay.
Because if you imagine, like, can you remember, did you ever watch Happy on Netflix?
I think I saw the first couple of episodes when he's got the cartoons in his head.
Yeah. Yeah. They should have done it like that. You know, he's had this big trauma moment, and he uses that to cope with. And they do kind of, that is the kind of thing.
I thought it was supposed to be more like that.
Yeah, but like there was no comedy in it whatsoever. No. And the problem is because they made the choice of having his character mute, which was an interesting choice. And I will shout out to Bill Skarsgård. I was about to call him Alexander, but that's the daddy.
No, Alexander's the guy who played Tarzan.
Right.
Stellan Skarsgård is the dad.
Right. So Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Shout out for having to play a mute guy. His facial expressions were good. You could kind of tell what he was feeling, and that's, you know,
I agree.
Thumbs up acting.
I wanted to check, actually, because I'm sure he's played a mute before.
Possibly. Well, he also played it, and he terrified the kids playing it, didn't he?
He did.
So, yeah, thumbs up to him. But the problem is because you've got him, the main character, as a mute, your other characters need to be bigger to compensate.
Yeah, exactly.
And the problem is they weren't bigger.
No, they weren't.
They were run-of-the-mill. And then when they tried to be bigger, one character in particular, Basho, it fell flat. It didn't work. No. And that's where I think this film fell on its face. It should have been a comedy. Bill Skarsgård's character should have been the straight man, and everyone else around him should have been the funny guys.
Yeah. I agree.
But they tried to play it a little bit too seriously. And, you know, so it made all the comedy fall flat. It made the whole point that him having an imaginary voice telling him what to do fall flat. And it just didn't work, which is a shame, because I kind of, like, watching the trailer, I was like, I really want to enjoy this.
Yeah.
You know, and then it just fell flat. But yeah, I said shout out to his acting. I liked the fight scenes, as I said. I found them quite crisp, quite clean. And also the choreography. I know you couldn't see half of it. But the choreography, that was some detailed choreography, and you got to give shout out to both, like, the stunt coordinator, the fight choreographer, and the actors themselves for doing it. That was clean.
Well, I mean, to me, I thought the best fight scene was the very final fight scene.
Oh, of course, you're going to leave all your good stuff for the final fight.
I agree. However, you've got to realise that for the first hour and 45 of action scenes, they were crap.
Initially, I liked how they just jumped straight into it with the training montage.
Yes.
But then, as you said, I think that's a detriment to them because then you're not invested in the character. Because he's already on his path. He's already got his mission, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, well, I haven't seen you get the mission. So why am I bothered if you succeed or not?
Yeah.
So I think that, whilst I enjoyed that it just went straight into it, it kind of affects it a little bit. And, yeah, I don't know what else to really say about it. I wanted to like it. It should have been a comedy. It wasn't. So...
Yeah, I mean...
And you could tell they were trying for a comedy with the whole, like, I mean, it's in the trailer, but the whole culling with the cereal mascots and everything. Yeah. You could tell they were trying to be funny.
And then, and the fact that, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, because I've not actually I tried watching it. But I'm pretty sure the guy, the in the monologue voice.
Yes.
He's not Archer.
No, he is Archer.
Oh, is he Archer?
He is Archer, yeah.
I knew he was from Archer. I wasn't sure if he was Archer. So then again, Archer is a comedy. You know,
it's a spy comedy.
Yeah, it's a spy comedy, but an animated spy comedy. So why haven't I feel like his line delivery was trying to be comedic, but not working.
I think the problem there is, of course, because Archer, he's surrounded by other comedic actors and actresses.
Yeah.
And they're able to bounce off each other and improvise and riff of each other.
Yeah.
Of course, because he was probably just in a booth all by himself.
Yeah.
He's not got that energy to bounce off on. I think that does affect it a little bit.
That's fine.
The other thing, as I was sitting there, I don't know about you, but I felt like I was watching an inside joke. Like, I bet you, the director, the writer, the creator, all of those people were sitting there rolling with tears, oh my God, do you remember this? This was so funny, because they're in on the joke. I was sitting there and I was like, I've missed, the joke has missed me or something,
Yeah. I feel like I've missed the punchline or something.
That's...
It's one of those ones, oh, you had to be there kind of jokes.
Yeah. But it's like, well, we're here. We're at the film.
Yeah. But it's just not happening.
No. So I think that was also a detriment to it. Is it felt like I was missing out on the punchline. I felt like there was references and comments that the people who made it would get, but then the rest of us didn't get. It's like, you get high school talent shows where some lads from the football team will get up and make some comments about other football team members, and the rest of the football team are all like, "Whoa!" But of course, the rest of the audience is like, "What?"
Yeah.
It was that. It felt like that. It felt like we were out of the loop. And you don't want that in a film. You want a film to bring you in, hold you tight, and then maybe play, fiddle with your emotions. Well, no.
If only. Right.
Final thoughts.
If you're going to be a princess restaurant diner, just fuck off to McDonald's.
No, Burger King, that's when you can have it your way. It's a good thing I'm not in hospitality anymore.
Yeah, it sounds like it. People that install or tell people how jobs work and then don't actually know, get a life.
Yeah.
Do one.
I think we also need to, we haven't discussed it in the podcast, but we also need to bring up cinema etiquette again, because people still be on their phones. I think I've worked away how we can deal with this.
I'll throw my gummy worms on.
Well, I was thinking, because we always sit at the back, we can see them. If we take a bag full of tennis balls. And, every time someone looks at their phone, just lob a tennis ball at them.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Right on the tennis ball, put your phone away.
Yeah.
I think we should start doing that.
I agree. And Boy Kills World. Bleh.
It should be a action comedy. It really isn't. It's just a meager action at best. Yeah.
With that all being said,
let us know down below. Have you watched it? Let us know your thoughts.
You've been a restaurant princess diner. Do you install stupid things and make people do those things?
Let us know down below.
Let us know down below. Thank you very much for joining us. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell. If you're listening to us on Spotify, give us a 5-star review and comment down below there as well. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.